Adebola Gomez show. I have here with me Mr. Wale Adesanya. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This is the one I've been trying to get you. Don't worry, just come to Ottawa, just come to Ottawa. So I'm really happy I'm in Ottawa with you today. And he's the chairman of the Nigerian and Canadian Business Network. And I don't really want to let the cat out of the bag right now. I need him to present himself to us. So tell us about yourself, Mr. Wale.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Gomez for, coming all the way from Montreal to do this interview, and it's nice to have you in Ottawa. Yes, my name is Wale Adesanya, and I'm also the president of the ADE Financial Group. We basically specialize in insurance and investment, We've been in Ottawa for about 40 years, and we're glad to have you guys here.
Thank you. Although it's kind of cold though.
Ottawa's
not as cold as Montreal, you think?
Ottawa's very close. I mean, it's very cold, yes.
Not as cold as Montreal?
No.
Alright, thank you so much. So, in your own opinion, has the NCA and NIDO improved the lives of Nigerians in Canada? Is there anything we can do better?
Of course, NCA is the bedrock of the community as far as the Nigerian community is concerned. Without NCA, there will be no collection of no collective bargaining of Nigerians in Canada.
So the NCA is Nigerian
Canadian Association, and we have branches all over Canada. We have NCA Ottawa, we have NCA Montreal, NCA Toronto, and every major city has NCA. And NCA basically takes care of every Nigerian and Canadian in every city. That's the key thing about it, including the kids and the grown-ups. So everybody, every Nigerian, by virtue of being in Canada, should be a member of the NCA. And NIDO, which stands for the Nigerian in Diaspora Organization, unfortunately, like in terms of Canada aspect of it, we don't have NIDO in Canada, but we do have NIDO America and a branch in Canada. And NIDO basically is a group of Nigerian professionals living anywhere around the world that comes together to be able to help Nigeria. Unlike the Nigerian and Canadian Business Network, which we are trying to integrate Nigerians to work in partnership with Canadians to develop bilateral relationship with Nigeria.
Okay, thank you very much.
So that's the difference between the three of them.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to ask you, right? So when did your journey start? How did you, how did you become this great Mr. Wale Adesanya?
Well, it's a good question because the journey started off in 1978 when I came on a scholarship from Nigeria to Canada. I believe it was September 23rd, 1978. And I came to University of Ottawa with a group of people. And after university, we just basically, some of us stayed, some of the people went back. And I guess that's the genesis of my, being in Canada.
Interesting. When you got to Canada, at what point in your life did you almost give up? Like, okay, I know it is not always rosy from anybody from the start, right? Everybody has to go through some form of struggle to get to wherever you really want to be? So at what point in life did you try to like, oh my God, this is so hard, I want to go back to Nigeria?
Well, I mean, I believe that, home is everywhere where your heart is. After university, Nigeria's situation was so dire that, people back home were, actually encouraging you to stay and not to come back because the country wasn't ready for, to assimilate, people at that time.
You think the country is still ready till today?
Yes. As I grew older, I realized that home is home, and that we need to basically, contribute our quota, no matter where we are in the world, to help the people in the country and to help, elevate the country. Nigeria has always been great.
Yeah, true, but then again, I don't feel like the youth are getting more involved in Nigerian politics.
Are you saying Nigerian youth here or Nigerian youth in Nigeria?
Nigerian youth in Nigeria and here, because I feel like once we get here, we don't even want to go back.
Well, that's understandable, but I'm a fortunate Nigerian.
We don't want to go.
I live here, but I go to Nigeria nowadays at least twice or 3 times a year.
That's good.
I go with delegations of Nigerian business people that want to establish something to help the country to employ, like start a business that will create employment in Nigeria. That's my passion right now. That's basically the concept of the Nigerian and Canadian Business Network. Our goal is to basically, motivate Nigerians to start getting into business here in Canada. At the same time,
opening another branch of the business in Nigeria.
That's right. Or encourage businesses that are already established here to go and open business in Nigeria so that they can help us to employ our kids and contribute financially and morally to the development of Nigeria.
Well, that's understandable. Thank you very much. You were saying something about the bilateral trade, right, between Nigeria and Canada, based on the political instability and insecurity in Nigeria right now. What is the relationship between Canada and Nigeria? How has the bilateral trade worked out so far?
Well, I mean, recently Nigeria and Canada just signed what is called FIPA agreement. Is the investment partnership agreement, free trade agreement between Canada and Nigeria, which basically encourage or guarantee that investors from Canada that invest in in Nigeria and vice versa, that they can repatriate their gains back to their own country. We just wait. I believe that they're just waiting for the president to, the agreement has been finalized, but they're waiting for the president of Nigeria to sign it into law, and that will protect all the business people that want to invest in Nigeria. So that's a good achievement of the last, last few years.
That's really interesting. And the trade is in oil, agriculture?
In any trade.
Any trade at all?
Yes, any trade at all. FIPA covers all, transactions between Nigeria and Canada.
That's good. That's good. You were at the Honorable Rita Orji's event that we had for her when she came to Canada, right?
Yes,
she's
she's the new chairman of the House Committee on Diaspora Affairs.
Yes.
She's a nice lady.
Yeah, she's really, really nice. I had a lot of fun with her. I even got her to dance for me the interview for her. Okay, so back to my question. Back to my question.
Yes.
She spoke about bonds, right?
Yes.
And how have we worked on diaspora bonds so far?
The last information that we have is that $300 million worth of bonds is going to be launched in the next few months.
That's good. Then there's
for
progress.
diaspora people to buy into, and we hope that a lot of Nigerians in Canada will participate in the in the bond. We don't know the final details of the bonds, but we expect a lot of people to warm up to it. So it's moving forward, yes.
Okay, that's good. So if you were elected as Nigerian president, like right now, what would you change?
There are a lot of things that will change. Bearing in mind that what we see from the outside is different from being on the seat of government. We just have, there are a lot of things that I would change. One of them is basically communication between what is being done and the people, because I feel that most of the problem is that Nigerians are in the dark as to what their government is doing. So there has to be a communication between the governing body and the people of Nigeria. That will be one thing that I think is very interesting. Power will be the main thing that I will want to work on, because I believe that 99% of the problem of Nigeria rally around power, lack of power, steady power in Nigeria. I've taken so many business people there that are willing to invest millions of dollars in Nigeria, and the only thing stopping them is because there's no constant electricity.
It doesn't make any sense.
Security problem is due to power, lack of power. Our water problem is due to power. Nigerians are born entrepreneurs. If given the right circumstance, infrastructure, which is basically power, Nigerians will develop into a first world in no time.
True, that is correct. I don't know, and we use a lot of generators, and then the fuel for the generators is really bad for the environment.
It's actually killing people.
Really
so
bad.
It's affecting their health.
Exactly.
So that's another side effect of not having a good and stable power structure. And we can tap into solar. That was, if I were to fault the last the first the Obasanjo administration, I would say that they did a lot of good stuff, but they were not able to conquer the power situation, which the president actually promised us when we came to Canada in 2000.
They all do.
And unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it. So there must be something terrible about it, but I hope that President Buhari will be able to solve that problem.
We hope so. But where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, I'll be 70, so I'll still be here. And
I'll still be here? You don't have...
I'll still be here, and I'll still be helping Nigeria.
You don't want to go back? Like, you're not thinking of relocating to Nigeria?
I don't think Nigeria can handle me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because I'll be too honest for them.
That's a very good one. So, did you hear about MMM? Nigeria? Yeah,
I think that's a really bad business that is going on in Nigeria, and sooner or later somebody's going to get burnt, because Nigeria is the only country where somebody's telling you that this is like a scam, but you can put your money in, and because you're making initial money, you think it's a good business. There are a lot of other businesses that Nigeria should be investing their money on. I know the young people are warming up to M&M.
Yes.
And the story that every information that I've learned from M&M, which started in Russia, and the founders of M&M have been in and out of problems, all their, the lifespan of the business.
I hear in back off now.
They just came back on because I do follow a lot of business investment opportunities that are in Nigeria, and I think yes, they are back on, but I don't think it's still going to last because of it's a pyramid and it's a Ponzi scheme, and a Ponzi scheme cannot last forever.
Especially in Nigeria.
Well, especially in Nigeria, the format is there to make initial quick money, but eventually some people will get burned.
I really hope the situation in Nigeria improves really soon, so that people will learn to work, really work for their money instead of trying to get quick or fast money that they are not really sure of.
Well, you said work. I like the idea of work. We don't have a culture of work in Nigeria. Our young people don't understand that you have a job, that you do something and you get compensated, for doing the job. They are of the mentality of that, if you have the right connection, you can just share the money. Wherever the money comes from, it doesn't matter. Or that any money from the government should be brought in and shared. I hope that they will wake up and understand that whatever is being shared must have come from somewhere, and usually it's not legal money.
Well, I hope people don't get really, really burnt like you just said.
That's
So let's talk about immigration. Do you believe that Canada offers a level playing field for Nigerians and other immigrants? By level playing field, I mean opportunities, jobs for immigrants.
Are you saying Canada?
Canada.
Okay. Well, Canada, it's actually a very accommodating, country. I believe that the opportunity is there for people. I just feel that Nigerians will be strong enough to move from a job seeker position to a job creator, which you find that most of the Arabs and the Somalis and most of the Chinese people, they come in, they start a small business that grows.
And
so
they involve each other in those businesses. I don't feel like we come together enough as Nigerians to do things like this.
Right.
I feel like if we do love each other and we try to do things together, we would have grown more than we are growing right now in this country.
Well, I'm hoping that as we grow, we will be able to motivate more people to, take the risk. Starting a business is a risk. But then I always tell people that, Nigeria has the Yorubas have a saying that says, I think Antonio Rico, the people that actually have the money, don't have the time to get into business, and the people that want to get into business don't have the financial backing. So until we marry the two of them together, then we'll be able to at least establish businesses, in Canada, and that's how we can become part of the fabric of Canada. As long as we are job takers, then the longevity of or the seriousness of Nigerians being in Canada will always be second class.
Tell us about your financial company and how it started. Is that your greatest investment in yourself?
Well, I do invest in a lot of businesses. But my basic business is in financial planning. I'm a broker, and I've been in the business for over 25 years.
Wow.
And basically what we do is we specialize in life insurance and group, benefits, and investments. So we've been doing it for a long time, and as a broker, we are basically work for the best interest of our client instead of working for any particular company. So we shop around for the best deal that fits the the need of our client, rather than working to sell a company's product. So we're not concerned about which company, but we're more concerned about the needs of our client.
That's the most important thing. Then, as long as a company is concerned with their customers, then it will grow.
Yes.
A customer-based company is always very good.
Yes, sir.
It grows faster. So I want to ask you a more personal question, right now. So
Personal? Ooh.
Yeah. So you have a wife, or you married?
Oh yes, I am happily married. I have 3 kids, and I'm just.
You take them home often too?
I just became a grandfather yesterday, so cool. I'm happy about that.
Cool. So you take them home. They all speak Yoruba like I do. I speak a little Yoruba. I'm ashamed of myself.
Well, that's my drawback to that. You said personal, it is personal. but the good thing about it is that eventually they want to go. My daughter wants to go back to Nigeria and visit, not to stay but to visit. And hopefully when they visit, they'll be able to make up their mind whether they want to stay or not.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You encourage them to speak more of their native language, though.
Yes,
because I support my native language any day, anytime. Well, I can speak it anywhere.
Well, I think it's our identity, and we should never lose that. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you so much. Okay, so do you have a 2017 message for Nigerians in Canada?
Yes, I think basically this should be the year. This is 150th anniversary of Canadian not independence but nationhood, and I think Nigeria should come out and support it. And Nigeria is 50. We have independence of 57. So Canada is 150. So the love we can have from Canada. Yes.
Grandpa Canada.
That's it. So there's a lot we can learn from Canada.
Calling Canada Grandpa.
So there's a lot we can do, but I think the most important thing for Nigerians in Canada is to get up, roll our sleeves up, and be part of the family. Not just come and live in Canada, but be part of Canada. That's what I would suggest to them.
Thank you so much for this wonderful, wonderful interview, and thank you for sharing your personal life with us. Thank you for sharing your business life. Thank you for advising us. What advice do you have for us youth that are trying to find our place in this community, even not just here in Canada, even in Nigeria? What advice do you have for us? It's hard to grow up. It's hard to find our place in this world. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to build a good family, right? At the long run. That's why we're working, right? So what advice do you have for us? We don't want to give up. We know it's not easy.
Yeah. Well, the advice I will give the youth is that they should definitely, look at, starting a small business if they can. Work with the elders and see what kind of a project that can be done together. Get involved with the Nigerian and Canadian community. Get involved with politics of Canada. If they're going to be, Canadians, they have to be, political savvy. And not only, I know most people know what is going on about politics in Nigeria, but they don't even know what is going on about who is representing them in their own writing. So they must get out of that shell and be part of Canada. And but most importantly, start a business. come together and start a business, no matter how small it is.
Even in Nigeria, we should try to be an entrepreneur of our own, right?
That's right.
Thank you so much for your message today. I really do appreciate you having here. It's been wonderful. Guys, so our message for you today is try to be an entrepreneur for yourself. Try to invest in yourself. Okay? Thank you so much for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Bye.